Good day guys, Heidi here. Hope you guys are all doing absolutely awesome. So this would be day 8 of my challenge. Tomorrow this time around, my sister and them will be back home. I wanted to share my experience with you guys, not just because I have a ton of people watching my stuff and it's inspiring and whatnot to them, to see how far someone can go and how far you can push your limits. And what I've realized during these last 8 days that I've been by myself, and yes, there was people constantly checking in, coming over, making sure I'm still fine, feeding me, but the main thing that I've learned during these 8 days, I think I found myself again. To be honest, I never really thought I'll have the opportunity again to be on my own, doing things on my own, when I want to do it, how I want to do it. Yes, I landed on my butt twice, but that's just part of the experience. I think it's amazing for me to see how far I've come from where I was, completely bedridden. Everyone had to do everything for me to get to a point. Yes, it is in March, it'll be 4 years post accident. So basically, going from completely bedridden, I couldn't feed myself, to being able to stay by myself for 8 days. By the time they come back, it's going to be 9 days. And it's amazing how God makes certain stuff happen in your life. It might not always be the greatest thing you imagined. I mean, it is insane to think that, in a way, yes, it was my biggest challenge thus far, to be on my own. And I think it's the best thing that could have happened to me. And I think it was an excellent time for my sister and her husband. This is the first time we're going on 4 years where I've been completely on my own and they've been completely on their own, without me being around and stuff like that. So I think it was probably the best thing that could have happened to us. Yes, it was a bit scary, but I came up with the idea, very confident that I'll do this, I'll manage this. And just look at where I am now. I managed it, and I think I did it in a really good way. I didn't freak out in a way where if I land on the ground, it's just, sorry, I go batshit crazy, because I know then I would be needing people to help me to get back into my chair. Luckily, we have fantastic neighbors, and it only happened twice, but it takes a lot out of me to realize that I do need people around me. Yes, not 24/7. Yes, I can go days without people around me. So it wasn't just challenging for me, I think it was challenging for my sister as well. It's a pretty big step, and I don't think people realize what big of a step it is until you are actually starting the challenge that I started of being on my own for so long. And I think it's only by God's grace that I made it this far. I'm not a alone person. I don't like being alone. I like people around me, people to talk to. And yes, I have a phone, but it's not the same as talking to someone in person. So that was also a big thing for me to work through, to realize, like, listen, I won't be having a chat with my sister during the day, like a physical chat where we're literally talking to each other, seeing each other, and that was a pretty big thing for me to overcome, because I don't like being alone. It's not scary, it's just I don't like it. I want people around me, people I know. And it's fantastic, it's just fantastic to see that I did it. I made it. And just to have this opportunity to be able to do it, it's fantastic. So that is what I wanted to share with you guys. And I mean, a skill that I learned that I didn't know I have is mopping. It's something that I would have never done if I wasn't on my own and I had to clean up, like mop the floors and stuff like that. Because that was the main reason why my wheelchair slipped out from underneath me twice in one day, is because of the dust and the the sand, because we live by the ocean, by the sea. There's a lot of sand and stuff, and the dogs going in and out of the house, they drag in sand, and that makes it slippery for the wheelchair. So I had to learn how to mop, and it's actually not that big a deal. So there was a lot of good, actually great things that happened during this time on my own, finding myself, figuring out myself. And obviously it had its challenges, but I think I conquered them quite well. That's what I wanted to share with you guys. Remember, #Dankie Jesus vir alles. Love, Heidi.